I decided to do Marilyn Monroe for Emma's outfit of choice because she was a sex symbol, and I just thought that would work great with Emma and her personality.
The mother of a 6-year-old pageant contestant locked in a bitter custody battle with the girl's father. He says his estranged wife is exploiting their little girl, and in a court ruling issued Friday, the judge seemed to agree.
All right, so how's it going, everybody? Just to get this out of the way real quick, I'm not here to give my personal opinion on beauty pageants because I don't know anything about them and I could care less. I'm here to talk about toddlers and tiaras. Just to put it point blank period, this show is fucking disgusting. If you haven't seen it before, which I hadn't seen it before this morning personally, it's a bunch of middle-aged women trying to live vicariously through their daughters, who are usually preschoolers, by the way, by placing them in uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable clothing, and physically and sexually exploiting them in basically like 90% of these episodes of this show. Instead of going on and on about this shit, I'm just going to give you guys some clips of this show, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them like I usually do on this channel, and I'll just let them speak for themselves.
Maddie Verst was just 4 years old when she was featured on the show last year, all dolled up by her mom, Lindsay Jackson, to look like none other than Dolly Parton.
When she wears the fake boobs and the fake butt, it's just like it's an added, extra bonus.
Realistically, I don't think I need to say what's wrong with this. You want to win a pageant on a TV show, so you're putting your 4-year-old daughter in fake boobs and a fake butt. I mean, it's really a no-brainer on why the father is fighting for custody in this situation. Let's just be real. Not only is she exploiting their daughter on national television, but I can't even imagine the mental scarring that this is going to have on her for the rest of her life. As a fair example, earlier this year, a girl that was actually on this same very show, Toddlers and Tiaras, was actually found dead at 16 years old after apparently hanging herself. And while I don't know this girl, I don't know anything about her, I'm not going to speak for her or her life struggles or anything like that, I do think that it's fair to say that shows like this put a lot of pressure onto children. Like, man, these kids are like 4 or 5 years old being pressured to be as perfect as they possibly can by their own family, getting spray tan because apparently their skin's not good enough, getting waxed, which, by the way, I feel the need to say this, you can't wax children. Like, they have soft skin, it'll just rip off. And putting them in all these very uncomfortable sexual circumstances, I mean, it's going to do a lot of long-term psychological damage to them. And I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few years, as all these girls start to grow up, they're all like probably like 16, 17, 18 by now, a lot of horror stories are probably going to start coming out. And hopefully these girls are able to get the help that they need.
But Maddie's father, Bill Verst, says his estranged wife was sexually exploiting the little girl by allowing her to dress so provocatively. Now he's fighting for sole custody of Maddie.
Let that be noted for a moment, alright? This dad has no problem with the beauty pageants because, I mean, that's not the issue at hand here. The issue here is that your 4-year-old, your preschooler, is wearing fake boobs on TV because of you. Like, that's weird as shit. But with that being said, let's see the mom's response to exploiting her own daughter.
The costume was never meant to be sexualized and insisted she's a good mother. Quote, if the judge decides that Maddie needs to live with her dad because she does pageants with me, then that opens the door for any parent to challenge anybody on any activity that a kid does, period.
Yeah, spoken like a true fucking dumbass, man. That's not the problem at hand here. It's not that your kid's having fun doing a pageant. It's that you're weird as fuck and sexualizing a 4-year-old. Like, dude, you couldn't just dress her up like Dolly Parton with the fucking dress and shit? That would have been completely fine. You didn't need to give her fake tits. Like, what the fuck was going through your head? But this next clip pisses me off a slight little bit more because this old dude, just his choice of words pissed me off a little bit.
And the mom really might have gone over the edge a little bit.
First off, might have gone over the edge a little bit? Are you fucking kidding me? Going over the edge a little bit is staying up past 10:30 on a weeknight. Going over the edge a little bit is like fucking jaywalking. Why can't they just call it exactly what it is? It's exploiting your kid. It's literally filmed and documented, man.
In choosing the costume and the seductive choices that she made.
There's nothing seductive about this shit. It's just fucking gross. It's like they put a wig and titties on Caillou over here, man. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so I'm just to further prove my point that I made earlier inside of this video, that these women are just trying to live vicariously through their children by putting them in all these beauty pageants and shit. We're gonna be looking at this woman that literally bred children for the sole purpose of putting them in beauty pageants. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. I'm not like saying this like on my own accord. This isn't an assumption. She literally said it herself, and it's the title of the fucking video. She had these kids to put them in pageants.
Beauty hurts. That means whenever a mom is trying to put something on, she mostly hurts you.
This show got 9 seasons.
When I was pregnant and I found out I was having a boy, I was quite upset because I actually had the children so that we could do the pageants.
Bro, this isn't a game of the fucking Sims, dude. This is a real human life that you created for the sole purpose of them to do what you wanted to do. A recurring theme in this show is a genuine unawareness that these parents have that their kids are real, breathing, living human beings with futures. I don't know how they don't see how damaging all of this shit is to their children. Like, the last thing your 5-year-old should be talking about is the fact that beauty fucking hurts, dude. You should be playing with toys. These kids shouldn't be getting spray tans and makeovers and being told that their natural looks aren't good enough because they have to win a goddamn trophy, dude. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Just let the little people enjoy their goddamn lives so they grow up and aren't fucked up. And that does not only go for toddlers and tiaras. This goes for, like, basically any parent that tries to live vicariously through their children in general, alright? Your kid is their own person. Just because you draw doesn't mean that your kid wants to be a fucking artist. Just because you sing doesn't mean that your kid's gonna be Lady Gaga. Your kid is a genuine human being with thoughts, feelings, fears, dreams. Like, goddamn, bro, let them live.
Come on, Bob.
Mommy!
I didn't even realize that boys could do them. But we're very pleased to find out that he can do the pageants too, so it all worked out.
You know, you could have gotten like a fish or a dog or some shit. You didn't have to birth an entire human to just make them do your bidding. You know what? I take back that first part because a dog doesn't deserve this shit either. Not even a goddamn goldfish, man. This shit is fucking just, this is really just inhumane. And it's actually bizarre to hear her say with a straight face that she birthed these children just to have them in pageants. Okay, what about when they age out of pageants? What about when they want to go off to college and shit? This reminds me of that Charmin animation meme where like the kid wants to go off to college and his dad's like, nah, you gotta wipe your ass forever. Except this shit's happening in real life. Alright, but for this next clip, we're going to be looking at yet another shitty pageant mom that waxes her 5-year-old daughter's eyebrows off. And I mean, this kid's fucking screaming and crying and like begging for this to not happen, and the mom's just like, usually I hold her down and do it anyways. Like, what the fuck?
Normally I would have just held her down and ripped it off.
Alright, so think of it like this. This kid has pretty much baby soft skin, and they're basically just ripping off her fucking flesh with wax because they want her to look good for a pageant. Like, are you fucking kidding?
And then maybe a little bit right here.
Oh, no, don't do my eyebrows.
Okay, she's just gonna look out.
Guess what
okay?
I got for you?
Don't do my
I got you a special prize. We're doing after we do your eyebrows, okay?
Oh yeah, another thing. Whenever they like physically torment their children and leave them in a fuck ton of pain, they're always like, oh, I'll get you a cat, I'll get you this. You want to be a beauty pageant so bad that you will put your own kid through fucking physical agony and then just promise them a prize at the end. Like that makes up for it. Like, oh, you may have ripped off her flesh, but I mean, hey, she gets a fucking little toy. And this next part was so fucking disgusting to me personally because the mom basically says that her kid is traumatized because she's been through this exact same thing before and it ended up ripping off some of her skin, so she doesn't want it to happen again. But then she just lets it happen again.
She had a bad experience with not Jessica but another lady to where the wax was way too hot and it actually ripped off her skin, so she's been kind of terrified ever since then.
Don't tear it! Don't tear it! Ah!
So as you guys can clearly tell, this kid was previously traumatized by a similar incident, so they just basically traumatized her again with the same incident once again because they want to win a fucking beauty pageant. The kid starts to scream and cry in agony, and the mom's just like, oh yeah, I usually hold her down. Remind me how this show got 9 entire seasons and nobody said anything. Like, other than me and a couple other YouTubers, nobody's talked about this shit. And I mean, what are we really gonna do? We're on YouTube, man. The big network executives just kept this shit going on for as long as they could, milking out as much money as humanly possible, while these kids' lives were just being ruined and nobody's fucking said anything.
That wasn't bad, was it?
Okay, lay back.
Yes, it
Lay back.
was. No.
Just one more.
I would like to say that beauty doesn't play a part in winning pageants, but they're called beauty pageants for a reason.
Yeah, what a mother. If they did all this shit just for this kid to not win, then that's kind of heartbreaking, man, because I mean, obviously only one of them can win, but they all went through all this same trauma. Oh yeah, but you guys know what happens when they end up losing every single time inside of this show? What these mothers do when their 5-year-olds just don't win a little competition? They throw fucking temper tantrums and just completely berate their children. Oh, how dare this 5-year-old not win a goddamn beauty pageant. It's just never that goddamn serious, man. But next up, we're going to be looking at another fantastic pageant mother that decided to spray paint her kid, or spray tan. I don't know, what's really the fucking difference, dude? She had to make her daughter a couple shades darker so she can win the competition, or whatever stupid idea she had.
Oh, look how white that is under there. You can't go to a pageant like that.
Just like Craig in a bit. She's black as that knob right there.
What? You know what? She's a kid. I'm not gonna say anything about what she just said. But her mother, though. Her own mother is telling her that she can't win a pageant by being white? What? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. And then you already know in this video too, the mom has to go ahead and tell her daughter that beauty is pain, beauty hurts, all that stupid bullshit. But honestly, it's not beauty that hurts. What hurts is your mom trying to change her features because she's insecure about you. That doesn't even make any sense. You're insecure about your 5-year-old daughter and her fucking skin shade, so you feel they need to artificially darken it, man? She's 5 years old. All these moms do on this show is just birth insecurities into their preschool aged children. It makes no sense. And it's even worse when they have a goddamn baby and take it to a pageant. Like, dude, it's a fucking 21-month-year-old at one point inside of one of these episodes that actually also gets a spray tan. Why is everybody artificially darkening their fucking babies for a pageant that they're not even going to win? Like, the lengths that these moms go to try to win a pageant is actually ridiculous, man. The waxing, the tanning, putting them in bathing suits so that you can get some extra points for the judges. It's just creepy and weird. I was gonna watch one last clip and give my thoughts on it, but instead, I'm just going to show you guys a couple of different clips all at once, and this should hopefully put one final highlight on just how weird all of this shit is.
How about we just give it a try?
I don't like it.
I've made promises to her that if Carly does well, she's getting a kitten.
It doesn't feel comfortable.
It really accentuates your eyes. If you're like the kid, then you are them.
To her own mother, this little girl being uncomfortable does not matter whatsoever. And then she bribes her to be in this uncomfortable situation just because, you know, she wants to win. She wants that little trophy.
You gotta step it up. I mean it. Go into that restaurant, we're getting you a Mountain Dew. You've got to step it up.
Yeah.
Look at me, stop.
I don't need one.
It ends right here.
Listen, Joel, leave the crown on the chair. Let's go. What you got? Princess. I don't want Joel, keep the
I decided to do Marilyn Monroe for Emma's outfit of choice because she was a sex symbol, and I just thought that would work great with Emma and her personality.
Emma is like 4 years old. What could she possibly have in common with a fucking sex symbol?
We've had some negative feedback about her dancing, and her outfit was inappropriate, but we go to win.
I love those fishnet stockings.
Yeah, but they're not appropriate.
They're appropriate. You're in a pageant. That's fine.
I'm sexy and I'm nice.
I personally have some people who don't agree with me putting Emma in pageants. I don't need everyone's approval. You're just jealous.
I really am at a loss for words, man, but I hope that you guys were able to see the point that I'm making here. This show is fucked. I don't know why it ever existed in the first place and how it got 9 seasons. This show started around like 2008 or 2009 as far as I know, so I feel like it's safe to say that most of the girls from this shit are probably like 17, 18, 19. So honestly, expect this shit to start coming out very soon about this show, man. If for whatever reason this video is seen by anybody that was on that show, feel free to comment and share your experiences, because I'm down to hear. I'm pretty sure everybody else is too. And here's just to hoping that a show like this is never created again. Thank you guys so goddamn much for watching. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. Sorry that this week's video is a lot more serious than last week's, but me and Jamari got a video on Wife Swap coming out very soon whenever I get off my fat lazy ass and make that video with him. Sorry for how long it's been taking. I just want to make sure that video actually turns out good, so don't go and blame him on his channel or anything at all, because I'm the reason that video is taking long, not him. He's like fully on board. I'm just fucking taking forever to make a YouTube commentary. But thanks so much again for watching. Leave a like if you agreed with anything I said, and let's discuss all this shit inside of the comments. Love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next week, or hopefully in a couple days.